Ah, yes, welcome to Capitalism. Here's some capitalism quiz for you. I don't use streaming services because I literally can't. My bank would prevent me from easily signing up to one of them. Maybe they're just that dangerous or very difficult to cancel. Or just labeled as non essential services because I can do just fine with ordering AI bullshit. Like this thing. I said I said AI bullshit. Why just you show me just oh wow. I guess you don't know what shit is. So here comes a little quiz because I was basically backed into a corner of like I guess there's nothing I can purchase. Every purchase is gonna be declined. Wait, I know Google. Google will not decline my purchase. Google will take my dollars. They did. They took $3. Another quiz is what happened after they took $3. Oh, sorry, it took an accidental break because someone bought a fucking big dog, and the dog needs to bark, right, and just ruin my mood. So there's three options. I bought a movie. I rented a movie for 30 days. I technically rented a movie for 2 days, or let's call the B2 option. Or I have access to multiple movies. Well, here's the answer. Technically, you won't see the answer, but you will see the answer. So, there's a lot of restrictions, basically. But when I downloaded the movie on my tablet, it just says error. So the real answer was they took my money and gave me error. I mean, that shit has to be sued basically in court because that's just a blatant scam by a big ass corporation. That's crazy to me. No one said anything? What what happened? I can take screenshots of this. But basically that's all you get. Black screen, there was an error. You know where I don't get the fucking error? You know that one thing that worked almost flawlessly? I can't believe the big corporations just like have the power to steal your money and just get away with it. Do you think there's something I can do? Living in the moment because future sucks. The conclusion you can make is that capitalism has nothing to do with morality in a lot of the cases. It's almost like some big corporations are too big to be nice to consumers and even prioritize something like convenience. They don't give a fuck. They don't even understand capitalism anymore. Capitalism has specific rules. You at least have to be moral, at least have to provide a convenient service, not just, I don't know, spend your money to enforce the law of anti piracy, basically. Piracy is not convenient for anyone, so you can still earn plenty of money. I would say Google has like the ultimate convenience of just like just give me. No, just give me the thing. You don't know how to play the fucking video on a screen, Google. I think you've tried it many times and you succeeded, but this one's too hard for you. Oh no, you have additional device. That's so bad. That is so bad. Because everyone is using my account. My YouTube account is used by the entire fucking world. Then you could have made so much more money not giving me the movie more times. There's no even a way to describe it, but just my breaking points. Not only I know that there's no real website that I can trust, every single website breaks down and gets fucking caught in the weeds. Piracy is the only way. It's actually such a precious way as well. I think the word decentralization can be used very similar to Bitcoin, but I don't know which one is better, torrenting or Bitcoining your data, basically. Because, the alternative to YouTube exists. I already forgot the name of it, and if I don't remember the name, what's the point? Ah, yes. Your connection is not private. Ah, true. I'm still on Windows 10, actually. Another scam, basically. Another worldwide scam that no one can do anything about, and Europeans were just like, well, at least we got 1 year extension. But then the rest of the world got 1 year extension. I should double check, actually. Nope. I mean, they kind of barred enrollment from me, and now this option is completely gone. So I don't know what's going on. Your device is no longer. It's just like so awesome, I would say. And like, yes, there's tutorials of like how to overcome it, and it's like, no, I will be using Linux. I understand exactly why, because piracy wins every fucking time, and these big corporations will suck your soul in. So, let's go back to South Korea. Let's go back to the coolest movie that ever existed, right? K-pop drama. Wait, there's another word. What? That's not K-pop drama. Okay, just kidding. Obviously, that's what I expect. Me too. What is the name of this thing? Because it's like, oh, hunters. No? Oh, Guima. Alright, so we have this movie, basically, the pop sensation, and even managing to chart, because they worked so hard on that one song. There's no actual good representation of Guima, but basically, it's a big corporation that eats your soul. What do you expect? But the funny thing is, product placement, right? This is scary. This is how the movie starts. And hey guys, product placement, it's so important that in the middle of the battle, we place the fucking product to the camera, And also the leader is basically a demon. There's no distinction between a demon and the leader, besides that there's a demon form that she doesn't go into, so that's cool. I can definitely trust this trio to be very cool. I think there's a lot of suspicious stuff going on. I think there are no heroes in this movie. Everyone is a fucking villain, basically. Everyone is capitalism. Like these come down from a plane into a crowd of people that everyone is cheering. Everyone is fucking useless. I hate crowds. And it's the next thing after product placement is the crowd. The first thing that I still pretty much hate is just like unnecessary battle, basically. Just out of nowhere, demons took over their plane, and not only it was unnecessary, but it was just like too easy for them. So what was that? Right? Was that anything? I will download this movie, by the way. I can openly say I am pirating the movie because there's literally no options. And it's not about options anymore. Like, I got scammed by Google, of all people. And I've never heard of this ever before, that could possibly happen. But, I mean, you just gotta expect the scams. They have so much power. The corporations have so much power. It is unbelievable that they would scam people and people will just sit there and not be able to defend themselves. But it's also believable that they have enough power to scam people and they could accumulate even more power. It's just fucking money glitch. Fucking load already.
You're a big capitalism fan. I got some bad news for you. I don't think we're capitalist anymore. And it's not because we've fallen into socialism or fascism or anything else like that. I'm pretty sure we reverted back to feudalism, and I just don't think anyone has caught on to that fact yet.
It's not a version back, it's just like late capitalism. It's not corporate fascism as well. We love capitalism currently. It's the biggest thing. But oh, I mean it's not far off. Fascism at this point would be monopoly. Monopolism basically. Which is literally the essence of capitalism. Monopolism is technically what you try to achieve, what you try to sneak into. Your secret strategy should be monopolism, to own as many things as possible within a given niche, within a given category of things. You must own as much of that as possible. So like you own a lot of Pokemon cards, even that can be a category. And even if you cannot be worldwide known for owning Pokemon cards, you can still stretch of how much you're known in the world. But monopolism goes a long way beyond Pokemon cards. Next level is to know that diamonds actually are not worth as much as people pretend that diamonds are worth. The reality is that there's not even a scarcity of diamonds. It's just like price gouging. If you can raise your price, then it's going to happen. If you can establish some crazy scams and crazy loopholes, it's going to happen, right? Can we go one level further? We talked about Pokemon cards and diamonds, but imagine increasing the cost of something people need, right? It's actually invading a competitive world, crushing your competition, which is what has to happen. And potentially, big corporations like convenience stores, they have to gouge your eyes. They have to steal that money, bro. They have to pretend that, oh shit, we have to raise prices because of that thing over there. They point a finger in a random direction and pretend that that's a fucking excuse to raise prices. We have to raise prices because global warming. We have to raise prices because Chinese. Oh man, just stop. But no, we're gonna make people's life miserable instead. I might even put shit like this into next level category. But these are not necessities, and well, necessities have always costed money, my friends. But there's like the most blatant scam imaginable, which is like gambling. You can even add drinking, smoking into this category of like, why are you adding drinking, smoking, gambling with in the same position where people live, Just, you can easily separate the demons from people. Just sell them the fucking liquor store, put it somewhere else, Put it separately from other people. And this is just gonna fucking fix society instantly. Instant fix of society. The worst thing of capitalism is obviously evil people buying stupid shit and damaging themselves. My dad is a piece of shit demon, basically. My mom's a piece of shit demon who would prefer to do gambling whenever she can. Right? It's all a fucking joke. And on top of that, we have another, bad behavior, which is subscriptions. Capitalism should not run on subscriptions, should not run on rent. Where's the ownership, right? If ownership disappears from capitalism, then that's it. we lost the most important part of capitalism in the first place. Fucking ownership. That you hand over whatever the fuck you sell. Which is why, like, stop killing games is also a thing. Everything is being killed, basically. Everything is being taken back away from you, even though you have actually given the corporation money, even though they only gave you ones and zeros, basically, and they still don't fucking respect you as a customer whatsoever. You know, when they handed that sandwich from you to you, like, remember we talked about food, right? When they give you a sandwich, they physically fucking removed bits of the sandwich from your body, basically. You know? And now you're super hungry again. Now you are so hungry that you could kill a human being. Now poor people fucking fighting each other. You know? This is what's going on digitally. They disrespect you so much that they need the power to remove, like, even bits and pieces from your computer or something. Like, some crazy shit. Some crazy dystopia we live in right now, and no one can do anything about it. No one can do anything about it. Now, do you want to do it, my friends? Oh, I'm sorry, that would be illegal, potentially. Everything is illegal nowadays. Resisting is illegal. Just bow down to whatever the fuck the newest get fucked in your ass trend is. So when it comes to feudalism, sure, that's late stage capitalism where bad players learned all the loopholes, basically, and are screwing us over. Basically, inequality is so large between rich and poor people that these are two separate economies, where poor people basically don't exist in an economical level, you know. Everything belongs to the rich, even the economy itself. You think poor people have ability to generate GDP or something? Only if you exclude this from the equation will you see what's actually going on, right? And it's easier said than done because that's how economy works. Rich people give to the economy, and now it speeds up the poor people just a little bit around them, you know? So you can't exclude rich people because they're surrounded by a bunch of poor people working for them and boosting the economy. It's very tough. But poor people, it's better not to make them rich, right? Because they would stop working. There's innate fear of rich people, of turning other people rich. There's definite fear. They don't want to give you money. You must understand. Which is why eating the rich is completely moral behavior and should be brought back, basically. It's just another cool little capitalism feature of killing. Killing those who we don't like. And we don't actually have to physically kill them, we just have to take everything away from them. Because democracy, you know, we can just democratically decide to take everything away from a certain person and make it like so clean that they can't resist. No one can resist. And billionaire by billionaire, we could strip away one of them, one piece at a time, right? Except those who have bunkers. Stay in your bunkers, Zuckerberg. Absolutely. We're not going to touch people who live in a fucking bunker. They don't want to be part of society. And we understand, you know? Have fun. Yeah, at some point, money is a destructive tool. Big corporations are just money siphoning machines. And you are, in the end, a slave to this machine because you lose all the money. Because you have needs. And that's just wrong. You should grow your own food, generate your own electricity. You have to be off the grid. What are you doing? You know, you should have been purchasing all the tools to get off the grid. That should have been your goal, my friends. Or do you like being a slave? Do you think things are going to get better?
Take a look at what's going on with our economy. We have an elite cast of people who basically own and control everything to such a wild degree that we are literally developing parallel economies. One economy for the wealthy and one economy for everyone else. Literally more than half of all the money spent in our economy was done by just the top 10%. But at the same time, the numbers are great. The stock market's booming. Everybody has lots of money and they're buying all these wonderful luxury goods. Except for everyone else at the bottom. They have no money. They don't own anything. They don't control anything. And all of their work is done basically just to give them enough money to stay alive long enough to keep going back to it the next day. Everything they make gets siphoned up into this other economy. And what is that? That's bloody feudalism. That's bloody feudalism, where the peasants work the...
Well, again, now I wouldn't say ism just yet, okay? Although feud is a pretty interesting word. Prolonged and bitter quarrel disputes. Yes. Basically, the frustration starts to grow. That's feudalism. Of like, what? There's rich people and there's poor people. There's actual division. What if someone gets born into poverty? What do? Can they actually escape? What are the conditions of becoming rich anymore when you kill off the competition? I would say monopolism is way more a destructive force and more obvious force than feudalism. What? Outdated? No. Then it's feud. That's the only part that's left of the word feudalism. That still makes the most sense, right? You can say like it's a broken system that enslaves people. You can say that, I think. Because inevitably in a broken system that enslaves people, people gonna be increasingly more resentful. To live in Discord. Oh my god. What? That's crazy. That's great. That's how you translate. We literally use Discord as a way to navigate Gen Z protests, you know? This is insane, dude. And again, we started feeling this. We started feeling the feud. And again, just because I personally get government money doesn't mean I don't live inside a feud. People are so fucking noisy. People are evil, basically. They bought a bunch of shit to disrupt other people's lives. And they don't care. They don't have respect. One of the most important features. There's a lot of like human immorality growing right now. Maybe more than ever before.
Land, but the land and everything on it is owned by the king or the lords, and the lords can just siphon off whatever they want. You know, kind of like how Amazon takes 60% of...
The way to resist from the feudalism, from life in Discord, is to sue the shit out of everyone who does something wrong. Is the only way. And if we can't sue them, we destroy them with democracy. So we basically offer government of like, we want to sue this person, we want to punish this person. If you don't do anything that makes sense, we gonna fucking storm the government. And at the place that's supposed to get sued, basically. That should be the normal way of doing things because democracy is the only thing that works right now beyond everything else. And it just has to work. It works every single time. Trust me, guys. There's a reason why people do in fact protest. Is that one thing that works? So yeah, I don't think there's heroes in here. I think people relying on just like K-pop artists to kill the demons is a fucking absurd. It's literally a movie about absurdity of capitalism, of like so much responsibility is given to those who can even be demons secretly and actually struggle tremendously. Like, if you can't hunt down demons, what the fuck is the point? But why would you be a demon hunter and a K-pop artist at the same time? What's going on, right? Why do people trust you with so much responsibility, but they can't trust each other? You know, they can't give money to each other. This is the siphoning effect, my friends. This is the Guima as well. Just like the actual Guima, this is the Guima that steals all your money, steals all your attention. If it doesn't steal money, it steals other precious resources of like where you spend the time, how you get educated, what you think about, all these things. Pop artists can fucking malfunction your brain with that, which is why lefties celebrate, celebrities. And they have shitty politics when anything bad happens. They have the worst politics imaginable. They turn into fucking demon horde, basically. Ran by celebrities still, because celebrities can't back down. They will take whatever they can, right? Our audience is a bunch of zombies. Fuck it, you know? I'll keep taking from them. Doesn't matter. They don't have a stop button where they fucking like, shit, man, maybe I'm projecting like immoral behaviors and I'm potentially not even talented. People split themselves of like, well, Taylor Swift album dropped. Is she talented? Most people say no. And I actually agree. I siphoned myself for Taylor Swift, okay? I have given her time. So, and I give time to celebrities in general. I can tell whether someone is talented or not. So that's what it is. It's just in K-pop, you actually have lesser artists, so it still feels like these are good people. You know, you can still project goodness onto them, but the reality is, it's not. It's not that simple. Maybe in alternate universe, again, if you have select people to run the K-pop, I don't know. Maybe it makes sense, but it's still select people would be like the most popular, not the ones who are like the most suited to help people. Do you think that projects morality? All these facial expressions. Mm. I I think not. I think everything is shit. I watched at least half of the movie. It was just total garbage, right? When it comes to any moral messaging, it's just such a brain fart, and everyone's still worshiping these women. But oh shit, there's competition, you know, as if audience was deprived of competition, and that's true. Usually, we are in a bad situation. We have like terrible streaming services because there's no competition. That's the whole point. And when competition can establish itself freely, monopolism gets pushed back. Monopolism will still return, corporate monopolism, because corporations will refuse in the future to share technology with anyone else. They will just be able to provide AI technologies to some extent to people, but will never actually even explain how they work and what they do. Will not explain the crucial components that people want to know. That's what's going to be happening. But right now, we have just basically infinite siphoning methods that just burn our wallets for no reason. We get nothing in return, and it's like, there should be consumer protection laws in place. But things are actually more complicated. I mean, I looked into the Stop Killing Games movement as a whole, and I'm still kind of siding with Pirate Software because he is a pirate. He is a guy who just pirated. If you are in a tough situation, why cry to the government when you can fucking pirate it? Actually, like his soul is so coherent in this situation, right? Just pirate, stop worrying about, stop crying to the government. Just pirate it. Just skip the fucking middle phase. You already have been abused enough. Start pirating games should be the actual thing. There's no stopping. You cannot stop these big corporations. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe you're lucky and you can cancel these people. But I feel like cancel culture is a fucking fantasy. And I lived that fantasy this year. Like I tried to cancel a bunch of people, and guess what happened? People resisted. People fucking resisted my cancellation attempt, even if I get like 2,000 views. Every single person was like, no, my favorite person cannot be canceled. You're an ass. And it's just like, please, there is no cancel culture. There never was. People are obsessed by these fucking creatures. Again, these are corporate level entities. They are extremely dangerous if they don't work in your favor, my friends. If they're not just hunting demons, or advertised as such, and actually does the thing. But what if they don't do the thing? What if they're just in a disguise? What if the actual demons? All of a sudden things get so bad because what you thought as people working in your favor, they're brainwashing you. They're giving you propaganda. They're sinking your morality and all other virtues down. This is why Dead Mouse Drama had to happen, but it's not over yet. We might have to transform it into something more serious because simply I understand more now, right? I wanted to show you guys an example. I've showed it before, and I'm like, this is the K-pop demon hunter. That's our guy, the Bing Chilling guy. And in fact, this is like a projection of capitalism. That's what he wants to do, right? That's what they want to do. I bought ice cream. I can buy nice things for myself. I am in a nice car right now, sitting there. And I've learned new language because tourism is so awesome. I bought ice cream, but my movie is better. This is what it boils down to, bro. You literally see the kind of stripped down version of corporate creatures. I'm not saying John Cena is actually evil. It's a meme because you can't tell whether someone is evil or not. It's just like funny. But your movie costs 3 times more to see, and it's not as convenient as fucking ice cream. So even if it is slightly better than the ice cream, I would choose the ice cream, unfortunately. Unless I'm rich, then I'm trying to stack as many nice things as I possibly can because I can't eat 20 ice creams in a row. So, yeah. You see the niche part coming in of like, you can stack. You have to get a variety of things if you want to stack experiences and shit. And there's a lot of stuff stacked into this, even though it doesn't seem like much. There's a lot. Like I said, but let's just keep it to the like corporate entity level, right? Do you trust John Cena? We don't know. We haven't decided collectively. Do we trust this person? Do we start canceling them? The closest we gotten right now was the moment when the movie was released, when Taylor Swift was basically brewing under cancellation attempt again, right? But people don't want to like lose her of like what's gonna happen after cancellation? She's gonna fall into pieces. She will feel bad and fucking jump off a bridge, obviously. Like, I don't know why people are so keen on like protecting these corporate entities from feelings, but like Jesus Christ, man, technically, like the best argument they have, like, well, if John Cena feels bad, then he's not going to do a good of a job anymore. And it's like, if he does not want to do a good job, then that's it. He won't do a good job. But if he does want to do a good job, he will work just a little bit harder because people are not convinced anymore by his work. Feelings don't do shit. It just kind of even helps us decide of like, do we want to keep a person like this or do we eliminate? Again, our ability to eat the rich should be first and foremost. In fact, we should be able to eat everything we don't like and push these liquor stores, all these cigarettes away from society. So if you want to buy them, you have to go all the way out, potentially into the wilderness, and set up camp there. It's just so we have to actually shove all these zombies, all these drug addicts out of the main society because it only benefits the rich again. How does it benefit the rich? I don't fucking know. Rich people are not doing anything. And when they're not doing anything, it probably benefits them. They have so much power to fucking clean the streets, but Trump has to come in and just basically still get resistance. Everything is being resisted, my friends. As if they are secretly conservatives, whenever they feel like it. Leftards cannot be secretly conservatives of like, oh man, we have to resist that person in particular and his ideology. You can't resist anything, you fucking degenerates, bro. You just have to let it happen. Let it rip. I thought these people were sexually like open to change, but no, when Trump does it, then it's all bad. That guy is bad. It's like there's a group of people and there's Trump in that group of people. They treat him as just another person. Trump versus the left. He won elections and it's like, what do you want from him? What kind of competition he has to go through? Because he also won get shot in the air competition. He didn't got shot in the fucking face. He also still got shot in the air. All right. The bullet didn't miss either. So what competition do you want him to win so you fucking bend over for those 4 years and stop resisting, basically? Because every single time you wanted to make change so nobody else resists. But oh shit, now that a guy wants to make change, oh, it's the end of the world. This is why we can't have a coherent cancel culture. Nobody fucking knows what the fuck they're doing. Conservative values is about maybe we shouldn't change things that much, And all the changes that we can possibly do is towards peace, towards undoing all the damages basically that have been done. And those changes usually should be accepted by the left, because they're not able to do anything. And they still can't. Like, the government gets shut down. No matter what lefties are going to be doing, their system is about allowing change anyways. There's nothing they can do. Even something as stupid as fucking starting a fire in California, they allow the change. They allow the change to just burn down house after house into another house after that, and just completely obliterate basically a community of people, and even scam the shit out of them if they want to come back basically to their own land. right? Every single fire that happened is good for capitalism. Capitalism just like, oh, free land, let me grab that real quick. It was something when like Maui fires happened, but when this California fires happened and capitalism still snatched the land, now things are really out of control. Like, and things are so out of control. It just like it happened. What this year? You know, this year. It's still just this year. Like, did we protest this? Did we fucking fight back against capitalism in any way? Or are we protesting Trump, which is trying to save people from this happening? Like, what is going on? Everything is backwards. We're still like trying to resist. The change that's supposed to prevent apocalyptic events like this. This is pure apocalypse. This is pure capitalism taking over. And it's just insane to watch. Because the story wasn't over. Like, the hell continued on. The burning hell where you just don't own it anymore, bro. You don't own it. Your very much luxury shelter is gone. Bye-bye. And also, no, we didn't care to build it so it doesn't actually burn down. We built it to make sure it burns down whenever it has to, to make a historical point. Just like it's so blatant, and this should be protested. But they still bend over. The Californians, the lefties, still bend over to the evil side. They already forgot about it, potentially. Or rewire their brains to think that Trump did it somehow. Trump set the fires and prevented something somehow. I don't know. No. It's lefty politics. Lefties bend over to the change every single time. New person became popular, bend over. New flag has been raised, bend over. Conservatives exist because they have their own shit to do. They have their own worries of like, can I find love anywhere by doing a specific thing instead of just fucking everyone that goes to a party or something. Everyone's fucked in this party. Okay, let's go to the next one. Conservatives don't do that stuff. They try to do moral things and receive love eventually. They hope that love comes. I do the same thing. I'm on a conservative side because I am poor. Poor people are conservatives. They don't want to see houses being burned down and as if nothing fucking happened. If people trusted me, if people clicked buttons for me, I could become louder, and defend more people. All you have to do is admit trust to me and reduce the trust of all these fucking people who don't deserve it. I understand it's going to be a long battle, but I'm just reminding you that we are already begun on fighting it. Yeah, if you enjoyed K-pop Demon Hunters, like, what's wrong with you? There's no moral value to the movie. We can break it down, but yeah, it's like scammed. Well, piracy still works. Piracy was never stopped, was never truly seized by the government, and we should never ever allow that to happen. Because there should be a threshold. Piracy, the only thing that can keep us away from scams. If we make it popular, we can push corporations away from scamming people. And we will always buy indie developments, all right? We will always buy into that. We will subscribe. Or Indian, because that's the same thing. Indie, Indian, it's very synonymous, I would say, when it comes to movies. Indie people, they do it better, all right? They do an actual good job. They just don't do a spectacular job that like AAA companies, they don't produce that shit. Like those companies, right? Indie developers cannot produce big projects, but we can still support indies for existing, right? I have seen a TikTok comparing Battlefield 6 to like, but I can buy other indie games and those indie games gonna like last me longer or something. They're just more satisfying to that person. Absolutely. Not everyone is going to see it that way, but absolutely buy indie games, support indie games anytime you can. Those are potentially big corporations waiting to happen. We don't know if they're going to be moral or not, but at least we're going to have a corporation for a certain amount of time, giving us something valuable, something fresh, and a new scammer on the board. Fuck it, but still better than having old scammers. Yeah, the subscription model. This thing got to go away. It's like the darkest days of capitalism. Until we get rid of subscription models, like, we're fucked. It's the most corrupted system of all time, where you don't own anything, but you still get siphoned money. You don't own anything because you don't actually like physically have it for the rest of your life. It will be taken away from you, especially if you don't pay attention, if you don't use your subscription properly. And it's another just additional chore. There's no real convenience to it. When you have to enter and exit, you have to subscribe and cancel your subscription. Funny enough, when you subscribe to my channel, you stay subscribed because it was free from the very beginning. Best things are free. And of course, it's not my channel, every channel. Because you can freely subscribe, that shit does not get taken away from you. It's your responsibility when you buy a pencil to use the pencil. Otherwise, we take away the pencil. What are you talking about? Why do you take away people's pencils just because they didn't fucking use them? Yes, I understand maybe renting a car, renting a tool temporarily, but why do we allow movies to be temporary tools that cost a lot of money to be temporary? Like, even games are not movies. Movies are being treated like the most fucking luxurious items of all time. I don't even know if movies exist anymore, you know? But that means movie stars are literally doing nothing, you know? Movie stars, their life gets wasted for fucking nothing. They actually are the victims of the system, you know? And there was like actor protest, but we don't actually understand how deep the rabbit hole goes when it comes to that protest. These people are fucking victims. Nobody wants to subscribe to these streaming services anymore. And there's always like the third party gets to be the victim of all of this. The big corporations, they toy around with their victims. The consumers can't reach the movie stars and like give them money, and so they fucking starve. Movie starves now, and instead of stars. There you go. Oh, sorry about that. There is one good thing, and it's happening in Korea, but you must understand, people are resisting every single change. So when population is declining, resist, stop it. Conservative would never do that. Conservative would be, yep, there's less people now. That's a good thing. If you're conservative and you don't see and if you see population decline as a problem, you're a piece of shit. You're secretly actually a piece of shit. You're infiltrating our community. Conservative allows things to conserve into a pressurized system where like naturally is declining. Nothing bad is happening. A lot of people are immoral. They don't want to have babies. People can't find each other anymore. You know, if people are moral, they connect into partnership. They can't connect over the internet, of course. They can't physically connect. They're not going to be celebrated. We have population decline. What do you want? That's a normal thing. That's a normal change happening right now. The reason why conservatives have to love this is because they have conservative values, but those conservative values, nobody cares about them, right? But if They should care about it. Hey, population is declining. That's all you should be doing. You shouldn't be crying like Elon Musk of like, oh, population declining. I'm so rich, I should be able to do something about it. I made 12 babies already. I have to save the humanity. Oh, shut the fuck up, Elon Musk. You're not a conservative. Nobody fucking treats you as a conservative anyways. Just fucking a jumpy froggy boy. If you think this guy is a conservative, then you also just got fucking deceived. You're just a degenerate. Alright? There's nothing conservative about this. But what about free speech, you might say? Didn't Elon Musk just save free speech? No. Elon Musk bought Twitter because he wanted to amplify the Elon Musk voice. Alright? That's what he did. There's no, there's a little bit of a free speech might be trickling down because of this purchase, because Elon Musk just doesn't care what happens on his platform. But just because he doesn't care, there's no free speech in that. It actually matters to moderate the platform very much, right? And the way you do it is just the most important thing. And if it's done by a rich person, we can't really trust rich person to moderate or to give a fuck about the platform too much. Yeah, okay, you took over the platform and you weeded out shenanigans from it, and leftards fucking really couldn't take that ultimate change. I thought, again, leftards always bend over, always get fucked by the newest big dick, basically, big dick energy, but no, they don't. This time they didn't. It was too sudden of a change. It was, conservatives were too happy with the change. Bro, X is still an X, It's not a conservative platform whatsoever. It has nothing to do with anything. You got yourself a person to hate, just like you got yourself Trump to hate. You literally can hate Elon Musk now. And lefties just kind of bailed, basically. What the fuck, man? Where's the cancel culture? Where's the energy that they needed so much? We not gonna buy that Teslas anymore. Okay, that should have happened a long time ago because he was scamming you with this shit in the first place. Should have happened faster, and not because he purchased X. You should have learned that this man cannot be trusted. And again, he has no conservative values, so Trump just kind of fucking buried him, kicked him out of the office, kept him very close for as long as he wanted to, extract the conservative values out of him, and then buried him, because that's what it takes. If someone doesn't share your values, you keep them closer than your friends. You need to use the remaining values that they have, work with them basically on those values and fix the problem. And it's like, oh, problem fixed. Bye, Elon. But Trumpy boy, I need money. Oh, that's not very conservative of you, my friend. And then he gets booed in his face. And he cries on X, I will make my own political party. fuck your ass, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Go back to Africa, bitch. I have never seen a worse Joe Rogan podcast, but Elon Musk comes back every time. All they talk about is fraud and waste, and the whole podcast is fraud and waste. How hypocritical. Apparently, I cannot do anything for fun, so when I made a funny haha video of this, the podcast was fraud and waste. It was full of just moments. Oh, I'm not a good speaker, so let me think right now. Oh, this thing. Oh, yes, how could they be so corrupt? How could those other people be so corrupt, guys? Oh my god, that's literally the whole podcast. At least like Jordan Peterson says something, even fucking Andrew Tate says something. Elon Musk just fucking drags himself like a clown. And Joe Rogan probably just doesn't actually notice. He just likes it of like, yeah, I like Elon Musk's attention for some reason. I don't really remember what he said, but absolutely. Again, even a person I trusted like fucking John Oliver, nope. Absolute dog shit garbage. Revisited him, and still people gonna be trying to defend him, defend his image, try to keep him afloat. And it's like, why? What in the world are you guys doing? Why are you wasting energy fighting me? Why are you generating poverty, basically? Why are you keeping rich people away from the poor people, right? You need a good fucking reason, because when a person just releases a fucking headpiece on someone else, just calling them racist for a fucking hour, actually it's like more like 30 minutes, but it's still a significant amount of time on actual air. And you see their moral system, because moral system is supposed to be the one that judges the other person, and it's like, damn, dude, damn. There's these disgusting creatures everywhere. Cancel culture never existed, guys. I will download the movie just to see the rest of the fucking demon hunters. We live in dark times, and it's your fault. You are the crowds. You're the fucking rich people pleasers, basically. That is disgusting. This is why it's so easy for corporations to siphon other people, because they want to do this. They want to please rich people. The crowd doesn't see itself, doesn't see that it's made out of strangers. And the first thing you're supposed to do about the crowd is to strengthen the crowd. So the crowd has autonomy of what it supports. That it can just like boo the artist if they do something wrong, right? The crowd has to have autonomy for moral decisions and not just cheering all the time. You know, you don't have self-control. You're just rich people pleasing, and there's nothing you can do. People pleasing is like fine when it's not your identity, but this is the identity of these people. It's crazy. That's what they came for. That's what makes it different, right? They came for, and now they're identified as rich people pleasers. That is insane, dude. These are slaves, but these are people who would also enslave others, because rich people pleasing is crazy. It's boosting their esteem to do even crazier things, man. I'll tell you, even I think we actually Todd Howard pleased, unfortunately. I think we got fucking scammed the moment we started pleasing the gods of Skyrim. The gods of Skyrim were like, yep, let's sell it to your toaster now. Toaster? I can play Skyrim on toaster. I don't know how I feel about that, actually. I don't know if I would play Skyrim on a fucking toaster. Let's sell 20 copies of Skyrim again. We haven't changed a single thing about it. There's no actual different gameplay element. No adjustments to the gameplay. Nothing. It's just that. 20 times. Pay me. More money, please. We're unlucky to announce that this is not a subscription service. We were so unlucky. We were still on edge. We didn't thought that we would be this successful, but now that we are this successful, we needed a few extra years to really roll out something even more predatory, basically. It feels like it. I hope it's not it, but Kpop Drama showed me that either there's greed or there's lack of speed. There is nothing in between. Lack of speed because people agree to make like the best, most polished product imaginable. This is the new standard for them. Minecraft was not built on the standard. Minecraft was built on indie development. And again, that's why we support indie, and we do not support people who try to pretend to be a AAA company. Fuck these people, they fail every single time. And so we're here in the world of piracy. Because big corporations deserve absolutely nothing from me. This is the moment I stopped being a rich people pleaser, because convenience exists somewhere else now. Look at all these scum. Holy shit, man.
If only I could smash her demon face in right now. Think voices that could drive back the darkness.
That's me. I have voice. They are the avatars.
So strong it is.
Oh yes, how are they chosen, I wonder. I still respect my time. I'm still gonna watch movies at 2x speed. I respect my time and the fact that my time has been scammed away, siphoned away alongside with all the money. Money is time, money is life force. It's unbelievable how soulless these fucking creatures are becoming at the top just because they provide something. They think they're providing something. And yes, there's still a choice, but you just never know at this point. Like, the internet created the most disgusting scammers of all time. Allowed big corporations to kind of run on scams altogether. Because if you scam the entire population of humans, you pocketed another $8 billion. Easy. The only reason why I like this movie is because it sucks this bad. It's like blatantly garbage. And people will still fucking defend it for the dumbest reasons. Just making fool of themselves.
Happy fans, happy mom.
Ask yourselves, why are they promoting the junk food, basically, the cheap food? Because they're promoting it for broke-ass bitches, you know? This whole thing is a product placement, guys. This whole first song, the first thing they do is a product placement. There has to be, like, indication that they sold their souls, because that's what corporate degenerates do. But most importantly, like, this is junk food. Even in Asia, I imagine, noodles are fucking junk. Has no nutrition value, basically is just liquids with bread. It's liquid bread, slippery bread, with maybe some spices in it. One of the most expensive things you can buy, and it's not cheap, but it's advertised as cheap. So you get tricked, basically. I can check prices, but we're gonna do it next episode. Stay tuned for Kpop Drama, my friends.
Okay. Let's do this.
Yeah, we're gonna continue it if you want it, okay. Fit check from afar, who's the baddest? Us, you.
Who chose them, right? Who chose them? It's just, all they do is just diva kill demons, basically. They're not even, like, skilled in actuality. They just have this teenage souls. No, you don't show how it's done. That's the fucking point. Everything about this movie is so fucking stupid, bro. I can't wait to review it. That's the next episode, boys.